Are you trapped in a cycle of buying, chasing trends, and doing things that everyone says are essential? But deep down, you wonder, do I really need this? Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on the 7 so-called must-haves most of us waste money and energy on, and sharing the real reason why letting them go can set you free. If you've ever felt weighed down by stuff, distracted by constant noise, or pressured to keep up, this video might just change how you see the world and what truly matters. If you're ready for a more intentional, lighter, and authentic life, be sure to subscribe to the Growth Mindset Project and click that bell icon so you never miss new content about living with purpose, growing every day, and letting go of the things we don't need. We're surrounded from childhood by voices telling us what we must have, how we should look, and which experiences are necessary for a fulfilling life. But have you ever stopped and asked yourself, who's benefiting from you believing these ideas? Do these must-haves make your life better or just busier and more expensive? The truth is, a lot of what we think are needs are simply things we can and should let go. Let's dive right into the first thing on my list, the compulsion to avoid stillness at all costs. In our fast-paced world, every spare moment seems filled. Waiting in line means scrolling. A walk turns into a podcast binge. Bedtime is lit by the glow of one more Netflix episode. We've been sold the idea that boredom is dangerous, that silence is a problem to be fixed. Here's the problem. Constant stimulation leaves us overstimulated, unfocused, and endlessly craving more. I've noticed that the more I fill every moment with digital noise, the less satisfied I become with the things I used to enjoy, and life's simple pleasures seem to fade away. What if you chose none of it for once? Try going for a jog without headphones, or spending half an hour just sitting in silence. No phone, no book. It's uncomfortable at first, but that discomfort is where the magic happens. It's actually freeing to realize that you don't need anything in that moment. Over time, this builds resilience, deeper focus, and makes those quiet moments feel rich and full. If you ever feel nervous or restless in silence, ask yourself, what am I afraid to feel here? Often, you'll find there's nothing to fear. It's just a habit of overconsumption, one of so many things we don't need. The second thing, the illusion that you must know everything. Social media, the news, and casual conversations make it seem like you need an opinion on every major event, every viral trend, every political battle. But the constant input isn't making us smarter, it's making us more anxious and distracted. News is engineered to keep us scanning for threats and drama. The overwhelming majority of headlines are negative, convincing us the world is gloomier than it is. Keeping up with every detail rarely changes our choices, yet it weighs us down. I started asking myself, will knowing this actually help me or anyone in my community? If not, I let it go. And I found that I feel lighter, happier, and more present for the things that do matter. You don't need to know it all. Sometimes, true wisdom is in asking, not answering. Try shifting from, let me prove I'm right, to, tell me your perspective. Letting go of this constant quest for knowledge as a status symbol is one more thing we really, truly don't need. The third thing is this: seeing life through us versus them, always looking for an enemy. From politics to daily interactions, everything's turned into a battle. Who's with us? Who's against us? Who's to blame? Conflict sells and outrage gets more clicks, but in real life, pointing fingers rarely leads to meaningful change. When we see people as villains, we lose connection and the opportunity to solve problems together. Remember, most people act out of their own truth, shaped by their unique experiences. The moment I shifted my focus from whose fault is this, us, to how can we solve this together, my relationships and my life became so much more peaceful. Curiosity heals, judgment divides. When you let go of the need to find an enemy, you gain the freedom to collaborate, understand, and build a better world. That's another thing you don't need. Conflict as identity. If you're finding value so far, pause for a moment and hit that like button. Drop a comment letting us know which of these must-haves you're ready to let go, or share your own discovery of things you don't actually need. Back to the list. The fourth needless must-have is prioritizing appearance over genuine feelings. Think how much time and money is spent ensuring we present the right image. Whether it's fashion, grooming, projecting confidence, or carefully crafting social media posts, it's all about perception. But ultimately, how you feel in a situation defines the quality of that moment, not how others see you. After a while, you realize no one remembers your perfect outfit or your witty comments. They remember how you made them feel. Next time you head into a meeting, a party, or even a casual hangout, ask yourself, what feeling do I want to share? What energy do I want to receive? Focusing inward rewires your experience. Stop investing so much in image management. It's a thing you truly don't need. Number 5 on the list, the push to collect evidence of a life well lived. In an era ruled by Instagram and TikTok, it sometimes feels like if your achievements or adventures aren't documented, they never really happened. This mentality is so subtle, yet everywhere. The urge for the bucket list, check mark, the perfect selfie, the impressive update. It can hijack the actual experience, like reaching for your phone before you even stop to feel that sunset. I found, for me, that the best memories are the ones nobody else will ever see. A spontaneous laugh with a friend, a private victory, a moment of wonder that needs no witness. Ironically, my work involves sharing my life, so I've learned to separate what's meant for the camera from what's just for me. The most cherished parts of life are often the ones we keep to ourselves. You don't need proof to make life meaningful, so stop chasing it. The sixth unnecessary must-have is a life of pure comfort, with struggle neatly avoided at every turn. Our modern world is designed for convenience. Instant delivery, quick fixes, outsourcing effort. We're sold apps, gadgets, even entire philosophies promising you can bypass every discomfort. But if you're always running from struggle, you never build the muscles, mental, physical, emotional, to grow. I've made a habit out of seeking out a little discomfort, walking instead of driving, cooking instead of ordering, tackling hard conversations instead of letting issues fester. Every time I embrace a bit of struggle, I trade temporary comfort for long-term strength and happiness. When a challenge arises, don't immediately look for the escape hatch. Ask, what sacrifice is required here, and is it worth avoiding? Choosing resilience over comfort is one of the most empowering things you can do for your mind, your wallet, and your spirit. Comfort at all cost is a true thing we can live without. Quick reminder, if you haven't already, tap that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment with your own thoughts on these things we don't need. Your support helps fuel more content like this. Here's the seventh and final must-have that's really just noise. Chasing uniqueness for its own sake. The world shouts that you must stand out. Be unforgettable, make your mark. Be extraordinary, or you're nobody. From childhood, the pressure is there. You're praised when you excel, noticed for being different, rewarded for rising above. But this constant drive to prove you're special can turn life into an endless race you never win. The time, energy, and money spent on being memorable subtracts from just being yourself. I used to buy into this, always searching for ways to be more, do more, impress more. But true peace came when I stopped making external recognition my standard for success. Now my focus is not on being noticed, but on living aligned with what matters most to me. Even if ordinary to others, it's extraordinary in my own life. You don't need to be different, just true to yourself. These are the 7 things we're told we need, but in reality, they're just distractions, complications, and drains on our resources. Letting go of these things we don't need opens up incredible space for creativity, connection, growth, and joy. If today's video resonated or gave you something to think about, explore the rest of the Growth Mindset Project's content for more on intentional living, smarter choices, and building your unique, purpose-driven life. And before you go, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll never miss a journey towards more freedom, less clutter, and real happiness. See you in the next one.